Data breach, potentially huge. The warmth in his gut got hotter. Define huge. We don't even know yet. Tens of thousands of documents, maybe more. This guy had access to everything. Prism, X-Keyscore, Policy Directive 20, Boundless Informant, Upstream, everything. The heat in his stomach was suddenly a frozen knot. This was bad. Unbelievably bad. Who? We're 80% sure it's a contractor named Snowden. Edward Snowden. Former CIA infrastructure analyst, DIA counter-intel trainer, full administrator privileges. Full administrator privileges. For a moment, Anders actually couldn't breathe. Wait, he said. He got out of bed, picked up the base unit, and padded silently across the soft carpet into the bathroom, the long phone cable snaking along behind him. He left the light off because the darkness was suddenly comforting, a hiding place, a cocoon. He cradled the handset between his cheek and shoulder, closed and locked the door, turned on the sink faucet to mask sound, and stepped inside the glassed-in shower stall. Only then did he close his eyes and say, "Tell me he didn't have access to God's eye." "He didn't have permissions." "I know he didn't have permissions. That's not what I asked." He realized his tone was sharper than he'd intended. "There's no evidence of a breach there. But Snowden, this guy is extremely capable. We're interviewing his colleagues. The word genius is coming up a lot. We need to know if God's eye is secure. I don't care what else has been compromised. That is the absolute top priority. I'm working on it, but it's slow going because I can't bring in an ordinary forensics team." No, of course not. In the history of the U.S. government, there had never been a program as compartmented and prejudiced as God's Eye, though he was suddenly terrified none of it had been enough. He opened his eyes and blew out a long breath, working to calm himself. Where is Snowden now? We believe he's in Hong Kong. No, he's working with MSS? The Ministry of State Security was the Chinese intelligence agency, a kind of combination CIA and FBI. If Snowden was an MSS agent, maybe this could be contained. A rival intelligence service, true, but that didn't mean certain protocols didn't exist, certain understandings couldn't be reached. We don't think so. Greenwald and Poitras are there too. We think he's giving the documents to them. He blinked. Was he having a nightmare? Glenn Greenwald and Laura Poitras. This was far worse than MSS. Unimaginably worse. A long, silent moment went by. He'd been in Santiago in 2010, when Chile had been hit by the 8.8 quake. For 3 long minutes, what he'd always known to be solid ground had bucked and roiled beneath him. This was like that, only more surreal. He forced himself to focus. Has the Guardian contacted us yet? The Guardian was where Greenwald worked. Before its management published anything, they would reach out to NSA for comment. Not yet. He felt an iota of desperate hope. They still had a chance, a slim chance, probably, but how fast can we get a team into Hong Kong? There are contractors dealing with Abu Sayyaf and Mindanao right now. We could have them on the ground in Hong Kong in 6 hours, maybe less. Do it. Right now. OBL rules, you understand? The SEALs who had taken out Osama bin Laden had understood that under no circumstances was he to be captured. Ted, we're talking about... These people are Americans. Remar was a good XO, and as loyal a man as Anders had ever known, as he should be. Anders had pulled him from a burning Humvee in the early days of Desert Storm, saving his life, if not the right side of his face. After which Remar had hitched himself to Anders' rising star and relentlessly watched Anders' back. But no one was perfect, and Remar's weakness was a streak of squeamishness. Anders wasn't sure where it came from, some innate wiring in his personality, childhood environment, the experience of multiple reconstructive and plastic surgeries that had fostered too much empathy with other people's pain. Some combination, probably. And while Remar's different worldview often functioned as a useful